Hey, Cowboys Nation! It's your favorite source for all things Dallas Cowboys, and today, we've got some intriguing news that could potentially shake up the offensive line and give this team a serious boost. That's right, on Friday, the Dallas Cowboys worked out former Washington Commanders offensive guard Saahdiq Charles. If you're scratching your head right now, wondering who this guy is, don't worry. We're going to break it all down and explore why this move could be a huge deal for the Cowboys as we head into the new season. Now, let's start with a quick overview of Saahdiq Charles, the player that everyone's talking about right now. For those of you who might not be familiar, Charles is a 25-year-old offensive lineman who was drafted by the Washington Commanders back in 2020. He was selected in the 4th round of that year's NFL draft, and at the time, he was regarded as one of the more promising young players in his class. Charles played his college ball at LSU, which is a powerhouse program known for producing elite talent year after year. If you want to talk about pedigree, Charles definitely has it. He was a key part of the LSU Tigers' 2019 national championship winning team, which was one of the most dominant teams in college football history. If you can remember that LSU squad, they were led by none other than Joe Burrow, who went on to be the number 1 overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, and featured other top-tier talent. The team went undefeated, defeating everyone in their path, including a crushing 42-25 win over Clemson in the national title game. So, yet Charles has been around some serious winners. He knows what it takes to be part of a championship-caliber squad. Now, obviously, that's college football, and the NFL is a whole different beast. But still, when you're a part of something that special, it shows you have the ability to compete at the highest level. Despite that strong foundation, things didn't exactly go as planned for Charles during his NFL career with Washington. Over the course of his 4-year tenure with the team, Charles played in 35 games but only started 18 of them. While that's not a bad amount of experience for a young player, it's not the kind of consistent starting role that anyone would hope for when they first enter the NFL. It's fair to say that Charles didn't make the kind of impact that fans or the team might have expected from a 4th-round draft pick. But again, the NFL can be a tough league, and sometimes it takes time to develop into the player that people expect you to be. Now, here's the kicker, in a twist that many didn't see coming. Saahdiq Charles recently came out of retirement. Yep, you heard that right. Charles actually signed with the Tennessee Titans last year and went through their training camp. However, despite his efforts, he didn't make the final roster. So, what does he do next? Well, it looks like he's ready for another shot at the NFL, and this time, he's working out with the Dallas Cowboys. This is a crucial moment for him, and could be a game-changer for his career if things go well. But you may be asking, why would the Dallas Cowboys be interested in a guy like Saahdiq Charles? After all, he's been somewhat of a journeyman, and his time with Washington didn't exactly turn heads. Well, here's the thing, the Cowboys are in a position where they need some serious competition on the offensive line. They've already made moves in free agency, most notably signing Robert Jones, a former left guard for the Miami Dolphins, on March 10. So, adding Charles to the mix is just another move in what's shaping up to be an exciting offseason for the team's offensive line. We all know how important the offensive line is for the Cowboys' success, especially when you've got a franchise quarterback like Dak Prescott who needs protection to make big plays. A strong offensive line is the foundation for a powerful offense, and for years, the Cowboys have prided themselves on having one of the best lines in the NFL. But with Zack Martin retiring this offseason, that foundation has been shaken. Martin, who's one of the best guards the league has ever seen, is irreplaceable, but the Cowboys can't afford to dwell on the loss. They need to move forward and find someone who can step up and contribute at a high level. That's where this competition becomes really interesting. Dallas is looking for more depth and flexibility on the offensive line, and there's no better way to find that than by bringing in a player like Saahdiq Charles. Even if he's not a perfect fit for every role, he brings valuable experience, and some potential that could prove useful. If Charles can stay healthy and prove that he's capable of competing for a starting spot, he could be an asset for the Cowboys. With Robert Jones in the mix and other players fighting for a chance to earn a role, the Cowboys are setting up an intense battle for the best spots along the offensive line. This situation also highlights an important trend we've seen from the Cowboys front office in recent years. They are always looking for talent and willing to take chances on players who may have something to prove. Saahdiq Charles is in a similar boat right now. After not making the Titans roster, he's hungry to get back into the NFL and show that he belongs. This is the kind of player that the Cowboys are looking for right now, someone with potential, someone who might have been overlooked but could fit perfectly into their system with the right coaching. And let's not forget the pressure that's mounting on the Cowboys to get this right. The NFC East is competitive, and every team is looking to improve their roster. The Cowboys can't afford to miss opportunities like this. The loss of Zack Martin creates a huge void, and the team has to find a way to fill it. If Saahdiq Charles can provide that, even as a rotational player or backup, it would be a huge win for Dallas. We've seen how the team can benefit from finding hidden gems, players who might not have been stars elsewhere but flourished in the Cowboys system. Think about guys like Tony Pollard, who had to wait for his opportunity behind Ezekiel Elliott, and now looks like he could be the future of the Cowboys' backfield. As we move into the new season, there are so many questions surrounding the Cowboys' offensive line, and Charles could very well play a role in answering some of those questions. But competition is key, and the Cowboys have a ton of talented linemen on their roster. Between Robert Jones, veterans like Tyron Smith, and others, Charles is going to have to bring his A game to camp. It's not just about talent, it's about consistency, health, and showing up when it matters the most. If Charles can do that, he'll find himself in a great position to secure a spot on the final roster. So, what does this all mean for the Cowboys moving forward? For one, it means that they're serious about improving their offensive line, even after a legendary player like Zack Martin has walked away. It also shows that the team is still keeping their eyes open for new talent and potential contributors. This workout with Saahdiq Charles is just another move in the ongoing puzzle that is the 2025 Dallas Cowboys. The team needs depth, they need competition, and they need players who are willing to fight for a spot. And who knows, maybe Charles will be the surprise player who steps up and fills a role that no one saw coming. It's these kinds of moves that can define a season and make all the difference when it's time to compete in those high-pressure moments. The Cowboys have always prided themselves on building a team that can compete for the Super Bowl, and the offensive line is an integral part of that equation. If Charles can come in and prove himself, he could be the missing piece to help this team push toward a championship. As always, Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. Do you think Saahdiq Charles has what it takes to make the roster? Could he be the player who steps up and provides the Cowboys with the much-needed depth and competition on the offensive line? Let me know in the comments below what you think about this move. Do you think this is a smart addition, or are you a bit skeptical? Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss any of the latest updates on the Cowboys and all the exciting news as we head into the new season. This is going to be a season full of surprises, and we've got you covered every step of the way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.